So here's my issue. Um, the reason why I haven't gone live lately, or made any videos lately about my Denons is ever since this Engine DJ update, I've been having issues. Um, where at first I didn't. It's weird. When the first Engine DJ update came, I really had no issues. Everything was working as it should. Um, but ever since then, ever since like what is it 2.1 and now we're at 2.2. Like I do appreciate the updates, of course, but not when it doesn't help what I'm using work. And thus far, the only way I've been able to consistently use my Denons is if I use my laptop, which kind of defeats the purpose. Um, so here, let me explain to you what's going on. If necessary, I'll make a video to, like, if what I'm doing right now doesn't work to solve the problem, I'll make a video to show you exactly the problem I'm having. But basically, what happens when I choose a hard drive, the internal hard drive to use, it takes forever to update the amount of songs. Now I know it's 2 terabytes, so I really didn't think too much about that. So I'm starting fresh with Engine DJ. None of my cue points are there from the old Engine Prime and everything. Everything is new, which I really had no problem with. It made me restructure my playlist, make them more concise, and it helped with my workflow. So I thought. So I would load a track, I would start playing the track, start setting my cue points. Then I want to remember you have the players connected to each other through your cable, this cable right here, and it should be no issue with going back and forth with a song. So I can send a song from over here with no problem. Well, when I do that, all of a sudden this player's waveform will freeze, still playing though, but I couldn't do anything with any of the buttons, couldn't stop it or anything. The song would just keep playing. The waveform would not move or anything. It would just freeze. Then it would take a little couple seconds and it would start playing over here, and I can manipulate it with the buttons and everything like I'm supposed to. No problem, right? Then I noticed another problem. Let's say I got to a certain part of the track and I was like, oh, I want a cue point right there. So I'll make a cue point. That should automatically transfer over here, but it doesn't. Then I had a problem with cue points just all together disappearing, and this just was acting very weird. Um, so and sometimes the only way I could get this to unfreeze is by trying to hard reset it by turning it off. And when it asked me, do I want to shut down, I would say no, and then it would go back to normal and everything would work. But then when I load another song, the same thing would happen. So in essence, what that means is if I'm on a gig or if I'm just playing, practicing, just trying out new music and new mixes to see how songs sound together, blend together. Um, Now I don't have that speed and that ability to do what I'm used to doing with the players. So they kind of become useless unless I use either virtual DJ or Serato, which it really doesn't seem fair. It doesn't make sense because I shouldn't have to use those in order to use this. So I said, you know what? Usually when you have a problem, like it's all updated. Everything's updated, including my mixer. Everything's updated. So I said, usually it's human error. So I said, let me see. Maybe I ejected the hard drive improperly before I installed it in here. So what I'm trying to do now is I did first aid on the drive. As you see, it passed. So stick with me. Let's see if what I did worked. So click done. Let me put y'all over here so I can see what I'm doing. All right. I'm going to eject it. I'll wait a couple seconds to make sure it is properly ejected. I don't know why it's still showing up there, but it is ejected. All right. So unplug it. All right. I don't need this anymore. Now, getting back to this, let's go into standalone mode. And let's see if this actually works. Like, I'm hoping that the problem was me, that I was the issue all along. Because what I did was to test my theory is I have music on here. And I loaded it into EngineDJ. I scanned it, did the backup for it, did what do you call it, where it cleans up, disk optimization for it. I plugged it in to the front. Oh, that's something good we should know. The lights are back. Remember they were missing for a while. Plugged it in, started using it, no problem. This worked perfectly. But what about the internal? So let's see. Yes. Let's see. It's updating. Like I said, I give it a little concession with the updating because it's what do you call it? It's a extremely large hard drive. It's 2 terabytes. I probably have 1.5 terabytes worth of music on there at the moment. Recently I got rid of all my duplicates. So okay. Now it's still updating. So I'm gonna wait. I'm sorry, y'all gonna have to wait with me in real time. I'm gonna wait until that's finished updating before I even load a track. I want to, like I said, I want to give it all the concessions in the world. It's over here now, so let's load it over here. This is probably going to take forever to update. But boom. Okay, so it's finished over here. So let's load in this. I wish I could load in a song that I won't get copyright for. Give me a second, y'all. Let's see if they get me for this one. Okay, so I loaded in this song. I'm turning the platter. As you see, it's not even moving, but I'm getting volume. So explain that to me. I stop it. Stop it. The waveform still isn't moving. It's just frozen. And it just makes absolutely no sense. Still updating over here, Roger. So I don't know what the issue is. As y'all can see, there's nothing wrong with my internal hard drives on here. I believe it's the same. It's even the same company. The hard drives is the same company, SanDisk, as this one. So, oh, great. Now it jumps in. So let's see. All right. So I can manipulate it. Let's see. I put a cue point there. All right. All right. So it's playing. That's still updating over there. So now I could force it by hitting view and force it to be over here. But I want to see what happens when I just wait for it to update, because this is ridiculous that I'm going through this. So I'm going to put another cue point here. I jumped ahead. That's another cue point. Jump ahead again. So as you see, I have 3 set cue points here. I'm sorry, I'm sitting down, y'all, being lazy today. And I know this video is kind of long, so I apologize for that, but kind of gotta blame this. I'm still waiting for this to catch up to me. All right, you know what? Because I wouldn't have a problem forcing it with the old engine perm. So I'm going to try and force it with this one. It's loading. You see it's no waveform, right? There you go. All right. But look, so it does start. It started at that cue point. But look at this. Where the cue points at? They're still there. And it's sharing. Now watch this. Why is that waveform like that compared to that? Like, how is it sharing the information? And why isn't, or rather, why isn't it sharing the same information? Why is it like that? It's still updating. Still. Okay. So y'all see my issue. That's what it is right now. I'm probably gonna put this in a Denon form. So because like I said, maybe it's me. Maybe it's not the actual program. Maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. And next video, I'm gonna show how when I put this in, it works perfectly. As you see, it's only 64 gigs. So, and it's the same brand of flash drive. This isn't a hard drive. This is an SSD in here. So it shouldn't even be this gosh darn slow. All right, so that's what I got. This is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Peace, y'all.